start off by embroidering a name. So let's go down to the font folder, touch OK. Let's use the Clarendon 20. It's a nice size. And the last thing I put in here was Viking, so if I wanted to clear that out, let's just go ahead. I'll just do my name. It's a little shorter. I'll do capital S, and then I'll change it to lowercase, and then do A, R, R, OK, and back to A, OK. Now, to get this to go to the embroidery screen, touch Program. People always forget, what do I touch? Program is what you want. Next, we want to go ahead and set the hoop to the size we're using. We're using the 360 by 200 hoop, so touch the hoop options button. And at the top here, the hoop size. I've also set this in my hoops in the settings to only show the 2 hoops I currently own, which is great because then I don't have a huge laundry list of which ones to pick from. Let me go to Alt, and then I'm going to just move this to the top part of the hoop so we can embroider up here and save this other area for some of our other embroidery. You'll notice that it will appear that it doesn't go all the way to the top of the hoop. That's because you have to allow for the area behind the foot so it doesn't hit the hoop. And then I always go ahead and touch OK and see where is that actually going to embroider. It's tracing around all the way, and if I want that to actually be centered on the line that I have currently drawn, I'm going to go ahead and tip it over a couple spots. Now, one thing I do is I'll often look at what my numbers are here. I'm -3, so I was 3 to this side, and then up 169. So if you want to write that down, if you ever needed to get back to that point because something happened in the middle, you'd know exactly where you started. So when we touch Alt, we can come back to the screen. You can also push Start Stop from that screen. It'll jump right to you. And then as soon as I push the Start Stop button, I'm going to hold on to this thread. Watch what I'm going to do. As I touch and push it, it's going to just double check the hoop that I put in. There's some movement here. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then at 3, pull your thread that you're holding on to, because that's when the cutter actually cuts and lets you actually pull it right on out. So here's going to just start to stitch around the lettering of the design. Now here's a note about letters. Right now we have 4 letters up and it says color 1 of 4. When you pick letters, it starts off by putting the stop button on, and that light is there. That light always comes up because on a regular design you want it to stop after each color. Well, with lettering, what it's going to do is it's going to stop after the S, and it's going to stop after the A and the R. So if you don't want it to stop after each letter, what you want to do is reach up here and turn off the stop button. What I'm going to do is let it stitch out and show you what it's going to look like. And then usually most people end up stitching one letter and go, oh yeah, I've got to turn that off. And you remember at that point to turn it off. Just make sure that if you are needing to stop your machine, this is not the button you use. You must use the Start Stop button. If you use the stop button, that light goes off, and then the rest of your design, if you had like 4 color designs, it will actually stitch all the rest of the colors without stopping, and then you're like, oops. All right, so it's going to come up and it's going to say change to a new color. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, at this time, take the light off. Oh, you have to touch OK. There we go. Touch OK. Push the stop button so that light no longer is on. Then go ahead and push the Start Stop button. There's the cut. I didn't hold on to that thread, so I'll have to go ahead and do a little trimming down there. But now we'll go ahead and stitch the rest of the letters without stopping all the way through. You can see on the machine it'll show us that we have in this letter 360 stitches and what stitch we're actually on. Total count here, which is nice. If you ever need to charge somebody by how many stitches, you can go, okay, this design had 10,000 stitches, and then have a price per 1,000 stitch. That's one way that a lot of people charge for embroidery. I always say charge by the hour, because then you know how much you're worth per hour, and then that way you can make sure you're getting what you're worth. And if they don't want to pay you, no problem. That means more time for the sewing and embroidering you want to do. So watch here as it finishes the A. It'll just go right to the next letter without stopping. It'll do a cut because it does cut between each of the letters, which is nice. And then keep on going. When the embroidery design is finished, touch OK. To get out of the design you're in, touch the stitch menu button. Again, people forget what to touch and they just go and turn their machine off, which works, but this is so much quicker. Touch the stitch menu button, and then to get out of your lettering, arrow to the right, or left. That's what that little arrow's for. So arrow to the left, and then you'll be back at your main menu and you can go and pick a new design. Then when you're done, go ahead and take your hoop off, and you'll notice you're cut from the top and from the back side. And then you can take a look. We'll talk about tension too, what you want to look for on the back of your embroidery. But look at that. Now, other than that last little guy that I didn't clip, we'll use some curved embroidery scissors. Lift up, clip, and clip. So now it's perfect.